Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Welcome. I've enjoyed watching your chat while you've been waiting for the lesson to start. So that's amazing. Lovely to see you. I don't know whether some of you are new because obviously you might have a different username to the YouTube name that you were using previously. So can you let me know if this is your first time to join? Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. So let me know if this is your first time to join, and that'd be great for me to know that. Yeah. So while we were joining, we had some brain teasers up for you to look at. Now, one I'm going to go through, and the other one I'm just going to ask for your feedback on, because we haven't looked at equivalent fractions yet. Obviously, I know you have at school, but we haven't. So I just want to sort of find out what your ideas are. But let's look at the first one. Explain which is the odd one out. Which is the odd one out and why? Looking at those fractions, which is the odd one out and why? So we've got fractions here. We've got a rod of 10 with 5 colored in green. We've got a trapezium with half colored in blue. We've got a rectangle of 12 squares and 6 of them are shaded in red. And we've got a circle that's been divided into 5 segments and 3 of them are colored. So which is the odd one out and why? Which is the odd one out? So welcome, new person. Thank you very much. Lovely to see you. Yeah, and some names I do recognize. And obviously you might have a different username on here than you had on our YouTube channel. So you might be the same person, but by a different username. So you may have been here before. So which of these is the odd one out? Let's have a look. Which of these on the brain teaser, which of those is the odd one out? 3 and 4. Now, there's only one odd one out, so you're going to have to come down and make a decision. You're going to have to come down. And can you tell me why? So just don't put, it's number 4, and that's all. Tell me why. It's number 4 because it's 3 and 4 because, if that's what your answer is. Ah, very clear. It's a very, very clear answer just came in there. Very, very clear. All of them are divided in half, but the circle is 3/5. Now let's look at that explanation from one of your classmates. Let's look at that and see if that helps you. All of them are divided in half, but the circle is 3/5. So we look at the rod of 8 squares, or 10 squares, sorry, and 5 of them are shaded in green. 5 is half of 10, so that is a half. We look at the trapezium. It's been divided into 2 equal pieces, so that's a half. We look at the rectangle. It's got 12 squares in total, and 6 of them are shaded. They don't all have to be in the same place. Half of 12 is 6, so that is a half. And we look at the circle. Now, does that look like a half? Is 3/5 equivalent, the same as a half? Well, is 3 half of 5? If you split 5 into half, what would you get? If you split 5 into 2 equal groups, what would you have in each group? 2.5, 2.5. 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5. It is not 3, because if you double 3, you would get 6. And there are not 6 segments there. So you are quite correct. Those of you who said the circle, number 4, that had been divided into 5 equal parts, that is the odd one out, because that is not a half. 3/5 is not a half. It's more than a half. And you can see, look at the circle. If you divided that into half, you would have a little bit extra. You would have a little bit extra. You would have 1/10 actually extra, because 3/5 is 6/10, and half is only 5/10, because 5 is half of 10. Now, let's look at the next one. Alex and Tommy are using number lines to explore equivalent fractions. Alex says 2/6 equals 1/3, and she's drawn that on the number line. Tommy says 3/6 equals 1/3, and he's drawn his fractions on the number line. Now, do you agree with them both? And explain why. have a little look how Alex and Tommy have drawn their fractions on the number line. Can you see anything that's a little bit dodgy? Anything that those of you who are new may not have met before? Well, you may have met somewhere else, but you wouldn't have met on Bright Ideas. The fraction police. Woo! And the fraction police come when things are not fair. They have an intervention. Do the fraction police need to intervene in Alex and Tommy's number line work? Do the fraction police need to intervene? Is there anything wrong with Alex or Tommy's number line work? Is there anything wrong? Have a look at them. Look at how Alex has put her fractions on the number line. So Alex has got equal parts. There are 6 equal parts on Alex's top number line. And the same number line has 3 equal parts at the bottom. So in Alex's, you can see that the size of the number line is the same. And you can clearly see that 2/6 is the same as 1/3. They both reach the same part of the number line. Let's look at Tommy's. Now, I'm looking at Tommy's top number line. Yeah, Tommy's looks a little bit dodgy, doesn't it? Okay, don't worry about being late. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Okay, Tommy's looks a little bit dodgy. Woo! Sorry, Tommy. The fraction police are coming to help. Okay, so the fraction police are coming to help. And what they would like to say, Tommy, look, he's even got out of his van, is look at your bottom, Tom. Look at your bottom number line. Yeah, Tommy is wrong because 3/6 is the same as 1/2, not 1/3. But even looking at Tommy's number line, he's got 3/6. That's not 6 equal parts, the top of your number line. That top number line, Tommy. Let's all look at Tommy's top number line. Tommy's top number line. These are not equal to these. His lines are all over the place. So that is a line with marks on it, Tommy, but it is not a line with equal marks. So you cannot securely look at fractions that are the same there. Okay, you cannot securely do that, Tommy, because you have not split your number line into equal parts. So the fraction police have invited Tommy to come and get some help on fractions to learn about equally sharing. And Tommy is a very good boy. And he said, do you know what? Thank you so much for that. I'm really happy to accept the help. So a little bit of nonsense there, but a little bit of nonsense helps us to make learning a little bit more fun. So let's have a think about shaded fractions, bits that we have and bits that we don't have. We know that in fraction talk, we know that when we write fractions, we have a numerator and a denominator. And the denominator tells us how many equal parts something has been split into. The numerator tells us the number. So this is the denominator, is the divided denominator, the denomination something has been split into, and they must be equal to be fractions, remember. That is the really, 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 really important part. And that's the bit where the fraction police come if that's not happened. If it's not equal, it is a crime scene for the fraction police. Equal parts. Denominator, how many denominations have we got? How many equal divisions are here? How many equal sections are here? And how many do we have? So here, 2 equal sections, and we have one of them, so it's 1/2, okay? So using fraction talk, and we're going to drop the screen down. Okay, it's a little bit of easy work to start us off, because then I'm going to use it to move on to something more complicated, okay? Because remember, in my lessons, I'm always saying I want to make sure you understand. I don't want to make sure that you have learned the trick. I want to make sure that you understand, okay? I want to make sure that you understand. Now, are you okay? Because on my second screen, it said it was a connection error. Is everybody still with me? Can you show me? Are you still there? Are you still with me? Yes, hello. Are you still there? Are you still there? Yes, you are. Good. Thank you very much. I've just refreshed mine, so hopefully I'm back on my second screen, so that's fine. It just must have been my second screen. That's fine. Oh, I like the emojis. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to drop you down. Remember what I'm saying. We're going to do easy work because I don't want you to learn tricks. I want you to understand. I don't want you to think, oh, what was the trick now? I want you to just think, I know this because I understand it. That's why we're going back a few steps, okay? So let's just, there's Rexy. Rexy's there as well. How much is shaded? All of these shapes I'm showing you have been split into equal parts, okay? All of them have been split into equal parts. So the fraction police are very happy. So they're quite happy to just drive past because they know that I have assured them and they've come to check that all of these are equal parts. So how much is shaded? How much of that shape is shaded? Show me in fraction talk. 2 equal pieces. How many is shaded? So we are writing 1/2. Okay, we're going to keep moving quickly. Well done. Let's have those answers coming in. How much is shaded? How much is shaded? Okay, numerator, denominator, 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. How many do we have? How much is shaded? Fantastic. Okay, moving on. How much is shaded? How much is shaded? How much is shaded? Okay, remember what I said, fraction police do not need to come. There are no trick questions here. These have all been split equally. Thank you very much. Into thirds, okay? Into thirds. 1/3. We have 3 equal parts and we have one of them. Okay, let's just block this top one out. How much is shaded? How much is shaded? 2 equal parts. How many do we have? How much is shaded? Okay, we're going to keep this pacey, so let's get those answers coming in quickly. Next one, how much is shaded? Oh, got to take this one out. I don't need to see the top bit. I need more paper to block. How much is shaded? Okay, you have to look carefully. I'm going to start at 12 o'clock. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. A couple of ways you can show me that. 6/12. I'll accept 6/12. There are 12 equal parts and 6 of them are shaded. Anybody tell me? 1/2. Exactly. 6/12, 1/2. It's the same thing, isn't it? 6/12. If you got 6/12 of that cake, you would have eaten 1/2 of it. If the cake was that size, that's okay. If the cake was massive, it's not 3/4, not 3/4. There's not 3/4. 3/4 would need that part as well. There's not 3/4. 6/12. 6/12. Yeah, 6/12 or 1/2. 2/4, but not 3. Okay, how much is shaded? Woo! Which one are you looking at, Ms. Niggy? It's that one. Okay, how much is shaded? You don't understand? Okay. How much is shaded? So we're going to be looking at how many equal parts there are. There are 4 equal parts and one of them is shaded. So 1/4. If you don't understand, please next Tuesday join the 10 o'clock lesson. Okay, if you do not understand, please join the 10 o'clock lesson next week because we go back a stage and we make sure everything is clear. So how much is shaded? There are 4 equal parts. One of them is shaded. It is 1/4. Let's come down here. Oh, is my heading. How much is shaded? How much is shaded? Okay, count them carefully. Yeah, I know it's easy, but listen to what I said. Yeah, we're going to use it to do some other things in a minute. Just quick fire. Okay, quick fire, 1/5. Let's keep it going. Let's just get those brains going with some consolidation work. How much is shaded? Which way you're going to write this? There's 2 obvious ways to write it. There's 2 obvious ways to write it. Yeah, 2/4 equals 1/2. Exactly. Challenge yourself. Write both of them. How much is shaded? How much is shaded? How much is shaded? Okay. How much is shaded? How much is shaded? Well done. Okay. So when we are looking at shapes, let me remove all of these. Now we're going to move on to something that just challenges us a little bit more. Okay, I knew that was easy. I just wanted to make sure that we were clear. So when we are splitting things into, oh no, you're not on the same screen as me. Let's catch you up. Are we buffering a little bit? Can everybody see these green shapes now? Here we go. Lovely. Okay. So when we are looking at shapes, so we have got here 2 halves. Each section is a half. Fifths. Each segment is a fifth. Eighths. each section is an eighth. Thirds, each equal segment is a third. Sixth, each equal segment is a sixth. Ninths, each equal segment is a ninth. Quarters, each equal section is a quarter. Sevenths, tenths. Okay, let's go through. Different question. How much is not shaded? 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 Okay. We can quite clearly see what is shaded. For what? For what? Thank you. Thank you. Not for threes. They are each a fifth. How much is not shaded? Thank you. So 1/5 is shaded. 4/5 are not. 4/5 are not. Okay, 4/5 are not shaded. How much is not shaded? 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 Okay, how much is not shaded? Yeah, so we did the shaded bit, so it would really help us give a secure platform. 1/8 is shaded. 7/8 are not shaded. 7/8 are not shaded. How much is not shaded? 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 Let's just get used to writing these fractions where it's not just one part. How much is not shaded? 1/3 is shaded, so 2/3 are not. How much is not shaded? How much is not shaded? In the next one, how much is not shaded? How much is not shaded? Okay, and we get the idea. And we get the idea. So let's move on. Let's move on. Last little bit of this, just to secure understanding. Okay, here I go. I'm adding something on here. On D, how much is not shaded? How much is not shaded on D? On D, how much is not shaded? How much is not shaded on D? On D, how much is not shaded? Let me block the others out so it's quite clear what we're looking at. How much is not shaded? How much is not shaded? Thank you. 3/5 are not shaded. 3/5 are not shaded. Let's have a look over here. Let's do this one. Let's do a little bit of work on this one. How much on I is not shaded? 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 How much on I? Now, one is a fraction. Let's count them. I don't think there's 10. If you look, let me just check. I haven't counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yes, there are. Yes, there are. I thought that was a 9th one. So 7 what? Yeah, thank you. Not 7. 7/10 are not shaded. Okay, 7/10 are not shaded. So a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of practice, making sure you understand what goes together. So if 7/10 are not shaded, let's think about this addition then. If 7/10 here are not shaded, 7/10 plus how many tenths equal a whole? 7/10, oops, plus how many tenths equal a whole? 7 plus what? 7/10 plus how many tenths equals a whole? What's the missing number there? 7/10 plus how many tenths equals a whole? 7/10 plus how many tenths equals a whole? Exactly. Exactly. We can see it. To make a whole, we need 10 tenths. We need 10 tenths. Whoa, we worked quick there. And I've got lots more I want to get through. So let me just swap over. Swapsies, and have a look at this. Here we have some beads. This is half of the beads. This is half of the beads. So how many beads are there in total? This is half of the beads. So how many beads are there in total? If this is all the beads that are left, because half of them have been taken, how many beads were there in the first place? If this is half the beads that are left, because half of them have been taken, how many beads were there in the first place? This is half. What is the whole? This is half. What is the whole? Now we know half is one of two equal groups. So if this is one group, the other group must be exactly the same. So if this is half, how many was there to start with? Counting the beads, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Thank you very much. If 12 is a half, there were 24 in total. 12 plus 12. Okay, so let's have a look at what else we've got here. Now, please do not laugh at my sheep. My daughter was laughing at my sheep. If you're on the earlier lesson, I told you that. Here are the sheep. Let's make sure you can see them all. There they are. There are the sheep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, 3/4 of the sheep escaped. And these were the sheep that were left in the field. So how many sheep did the farmer have to start with? 3/4 of the sheep have escaped. This is all that were left when the farmer came in the morning. 1/4 of them. So how many sheep did the farmer have? Oh no, Rexy, you stay away. You're not allowed to go near sheep. No, I know. I have to keep you on the lead when there's sheep because you like to chase them, and then the farmer will be very cross. Thank you. So if there are 10 left, and 10 is 1/4, 10 is one of 4 equal groups. So 4 tens are 40. 4 tens are 40. If this is 1/4, so 10, 20, 30, 40. 4/4 are 40. This is 1/4. 4/4 are 40. Okay. We're going to do a quiz after this. So let's have a little look what we've got here. Marbles, okay? Marbles. I gave my marbles away and I am left with 1/5 of what I had originally. I am left with 1/5 of what I had. How many marbles did I have to start? How many marbles did I have to start? Yeah, we're going to do the quiz next. If you haven't joined the lesson before, you would have known the quiz. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There are 9 marbles there. If that is 1/5, how many marbles did I have to start with? If I have 1/5 left, how many marbles did I have to start with? So 9 is 1/5. So what are 5/5? If 1/5 is 9, what are 5/5? So 9 is 9. 5 9s are 45. 5 9s are 45. Okay, so a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of practice. Let's see how confident you are. We're going to do a little quiz. For those of you who've not joined us on Click Meeting, this is a new feature. So I'm just going to get the quiz up for us. Here we go. So let's start our quiz, please. Can we do our quiz? So to scroll down and see the other questions, there is a grey line on the right of the screen. Answer your questions and then scroll down to the next question. It will allow you to see the next one. Okay, scrolling down. I'm just doing the quiz on this side just to make sure it's all working. Scroll down to the next one. And the earlier lesson, somebody said, I can't see question 3. It's not always so obvious to see the grey scroll down bar at the side. Okay, so scroll down. I'm looking at the answers coming in. Now, I can't see your individual answers, so I don't want anybody to be worried about, oh, I'm going to put an answer. What if I got it wrong? Somebody could see. Nobody can see your individual answers. I just get to see how many of you have voted, and I get to see the overall scores, okay? I just get to see how many of you have voted, and I get to see the overall scores. Okay. Going to give 10 more seconds. A quiz again. Yay. Done, done, done. Yeah, okay. I'm going to show the results this time so you can see. I'm going to share the results. Last time I didn't click the share button. Okay. No, we just have to get used to seeing the results this week. Now, I can't go back to last week's. So that's okay. That's all right. It's fine. Okay. Going to end. Good. Well, if it's easy, then I should see here that I've got all of my students got all the results and got all the answers correct. So I'm going to share your results now, so you'll be able to see what you got. So there are 2 circles. One circle tells you how many you got out of 3. 3 out of 3 is 100%. The other one tells you how many points you got. 3 points out of 3 is 100%. This helps us with our maths because the whole is 100%. Now, not everybody got 100%. I can see that not everybody did. So have a think about where you may have made a mistake. So that was just, if this is the half, how much was the whole? And we are doubling up, okay? So well done, well done, well done. So now I want us to think about equivalence, okay? So now I want us to think about equivalence, not that. I'm going to put an equivalence board up, okay? So let's have a look at this equivalence board. Now, looking at that board, start telling me something about equal fractions. We've already had some talk about equal fractions. We've already had some talk coming in. People have said, oh, 2/4, that's the same as a half. Oh, 3/6, that's the same as a half. Look at that fraction board. Tell me something. Tell me what you know about equal fractions. What is the same as what? So I've put the fraction board up so you can have a little look. You can follow lines down. Tell me some equivalent fractions. Tell me something you know about equivalent fractions. Tell me something you know about equivalent fractions. Let's see what's going to come in on the chat. Tell me something you know about equivalent fractions. Let me see what's coming in. I saw this at school. Yeah. Of course. Of course you're going to see that at school. Exactly. Well, let's use it then. If we know it and we've used it at school, let's tell me something you know. Tell me something you know. Okay, tell me something you know. So I got, yeah. What can you see on that board? Can you tell me some equivalent fractions looking at a half? Can you see that the half has got the dividing line right down the middle? Can you see, continue that line down the middle and see some other fractions that are equal to a half? Like I'm looking at that, I can see a half is the same as 2/4. It's the same as 3/6. No, 7th doesn't work. 5th doesn't work. 9th doesn't work. 10th works. I can say 5/10 is the same, and I can say 12ths. Ooh, bit of a pattern there with these even numbers and split them into 2 equal groups. Yeah, it's a rainbow, I know. Okay, so 1/3 is the same as 2/6. Thank you very much. I agree with that. Anything else? Let's have some other fractions coming up. Half equals, ooh, a half does not equal 1/3. No, don't agree with that one. A half is not equal 1/3 and is not equal 2/3. It equals 1/3 and what? 1/3 and 1/3 of 1/3. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. What else? 2/4. Yeah, okay, 2/4 what? 2 equal to 4. What does that mean? 2 equal to 4. 2 what equal to 4? 2 what equal to 4? 2 what equal to 4? 2/4 are equal to a half. Don't know what 2 equal to 4 means. Let's have a look at fractions. This fraction is the same as this fraction. Like we've had, some of our classmates have said, 3/6 equals 1/2. I can see, I can look on there and say 3/6 is the same as 1/2. I can look at the fraction board and I can see it. 4/8. 4/8 what? What's 4/8 equal to? What's 4/8 equal to? Okay, 1/4 and 1/4 equals 1/2. Yeah, so 2/4 equals the same as 1/2. 3/6 is equal to what? 3/6 is the same as what? 3/6 is the same as what? So I'm going to put some of these up on my board here. So I've got 2/4 equals 1/2. Okay, and I've got 4/8, somebody has said, equals 1/2. And I agree with those. 5/10 equals 1/2. Okay, fraction police has not come to need. Yeah, absolutely. Not on the fraction board, but somebody said, well, I can actually use that. Okay, so we're on a bit of a half theme here. Somebody tell me something that's the same as 1/3. Somebody tell me something that's the same as 1/3. Give me some of the 1/3 ones. Yeah, we're on a bit of a 1/3 and 2/6. Right, okay. I am going to leave that fraction board up and I am going to put on the board here. Let's see if we can do this. We'll use, oh, I've got a pen that's dropped on the floor. I'll get that. I don't want to. Right, so let's see if we can do fractions that are equivalent to 1/2 here, fractions that are equivalent to 1/3 here, and fractions that are equivalent to 1/4. Okay, so see if you can tell me some of those. Let's do the, so I've seen some ideas for halves that have come in, so I'm going to put those up. I've got 30/90ths, I had 40/80ths, I had 2/4. I'm just remembering some of the ones that have come through. I had 3/6 came through, I had 6/12 came through. Okay, oh, 50. You need to tell me what that's equivalent to. 50 is it over 50 150ths. I take it that's your third one. So tell me what you're adding. Tell me what you're adding. Somebody did say that was the same as 2/6. We had that earlier. Tell me what you're adding. 20 and 60. Is that a third as well? These are the third ones coming in. Okay, 3/6. Got that for the half. Any other coming in for 1/4? Oh, 6/11. What's that the same as? What's that the same as then? 6/11. 6/11. Can't see any equivalent to that. 11. It's a prime number. 6/24. Thank you very much. 4 6s are 24. So 6/24. Put that on the quarter one. 30/120ths. Thank you very much. 30/120ths. 4/8. We're going to come back up to the half. 4/8. Yeah, haven't got that one on there. 4/8 is the same as a half. 5/10. Ooh, haven't got that one up there. Okay. 5/10. 4/8. Okay. Yeah. So I've got something to show you here. Looking at 4/8, 1/8, and 1/4. 1/8 and 1/4. Are they equal? 1/8 and 1/4. If I said you could have 1/8 of the pizza or you could have 1/4 of the pizza, would you say they were equal? Would you say they were equal? 1/8 and 1/4. If we were going to have 1/4 of that pizza, the line would need to be there, wouldn't it? That would be 1/4. That would be 1/4. Along there. So no, they are not equivalent. We need to think really carefully about equivalence. I'm going to put you back on the big screen and we're going to do another little quiz about equivalence. So these are the ideas we've got coming in. Number 6/12. Did I put that one up? Yes, I did. 7/14. Oh, thank you very much. 7/14. Coming in as a half. 8/16. Exactly. 5/10. 8/16. Yeah. 3/6. Oh, we got that one in. So let me drop it down to the screen to look at these, just like you have given me all those fractions on the board. Okay, so a half is equal to 2 quarters, 3 sixths, 4 eighths, 5 tenths, 6 twelfths, and so many more like you gave me. What are we seeing about the relationship with the numerator and the denominator? In all of those equivalent fractions of a half, tell me, what are we seeing in the relationship between the numerator and the denominator? What are we seeing in the relationship with the numerator and the denominator? Tell me. What are we seeing in this relationship? Tell me, what is the pattern there? What is the pattern? What allowed you, what pattern did you use to give me all of those other ideas of halves? What pattern did you use? What were you making sure you did? Yeah, I can see exactly. Thank you very much. Big fraction coming in there. Well, it's a tiny fraction, in fact, with big numbers. Yeah. Tiny pieces, 12 millions. Oh, good luck with that. If you had a lot of money, you could split that into that. Multiples of 2. If we look at the denominator and the numerator, for a half, there's always a relationship of twice as big as the top for 1/2. Because it's 2 equal pieces. 1 goes into 2. So the bottom is always twice as big as the top. 4 is 2 times 2. 6 is 2 times 3. 8 is 2 times 4. 10 is 2 times 10. 5. 12 is 2 times 6. There's always that same ratio relationship. 1 into 2. Now we can split the bottom into more equal parts. And as long as we have half of those equal parts, it is equivalent to a half. As long as this top number is half the bottom number, it is equivalent to a half. 2 is a half of 4. 3 is a half of 6. 4 is a half of 8. 5 is a half of 10. 6 is a half of 12. So if we split something into equal pieces and we can have half of those equal pieces, then however many of those equal pieces we've got, as long as we have half of them, it is equivalent to a half. Now let's have a look at a third. It's the same thing. A third. A third is having a whole thing and splitting it into 3 equal parts, and then having one of them. So the relationship is 3 times the top, or this is divided by 3. So 2 sixths. Multiply 2 by 3, you get 6. Divide 6 by 3, you get 2. Always the same relationship. 3 times as big or 3 times as small. 3 ninths. So you could divide something into 9 equal parts, and if you had 3 of them, that would be the same as 1/3. The same ratio, 1 to 3. 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, 3 times 5, 3 times 6, or 18 divided into 3, 15 divided into 3, 12 divided into 3, 9 divided into 3, 6 divided into 3. It's got to have that same ratio. We look at quarters. So the ratio is going to be 1 to 4. Divide 8 by 4, you get 2. Divide 12 by 4, you get 3. Divide 16 by 4, you get 4. 20 by 4, you get 5. Okay, so it's the same. Doesn't matter how small those parts are. If you can make 4 equal groups, it is quarters. It is quarters. Ratio of 1 to 5. If you can make 5 equal groups, each one of those is a fifth. So 2 tenths is a fifth. You can have 5 lots of 2 tenths. 3 fifteenths is a fifth. You can have 5 lots of 3 fifteenths and you'll get the whole one. 4 twentieths. You can have 5 lots of 4 twentieths. It'll make a whole. So that ratio is always the same. You can use that ratio to multiply up. You can use that ratio to get equivalence. Let's do a little equivalence quiz. Okay, so let's just test your equivalence. We'll close that one down because we've finished with that one, and we will open a new quiz. Let's just have a little look at equivalence. Okay, off you go with the equivalence quiz. Have a little look at the equivalence quiz. Okay, some of you are starting off there. So which of these fractions is equal to a half? Think about that ratio. Okay, think about that ratio. Think about that ratio. It's got to be 1 to 3 for thirds. Okay, over half of you have completed. Thank you. Tell me that you're done. Tell me that you're done. Yeah, I'm going to give 10 more seconds to finish off. 10 more seconds to finish off. 10 more seconds to finish off. Done, 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 done. Done, 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 done. Okay, going to end voting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's have a look at how you did. So remember, when you look at your own circles, it gives you your score as a percentage and a score. So it'll tell you your answers, what percentage you got right. 3 out of 3 is 100%. That's the whole. And the points, 3 out of 3 again. Okay. Yeah. So when I look at the scores, I haven't got 100% for everybody. So some people are making a few little errors. So I want you to, if you go online, you can find a fractions board. They're all over there. You can find free printable fraction boards. You don't have to print them. You can save them as a PDF. You can just save them on your computer, on your tablet. I would like you to have a think about what other fractions you can find that are equivalent to a third, a quarter, a half, just using that ratio. So all the quarters, okay, quadruple up, 2, 8, 10, 40, 100, 400. Okay, just well done, well done, well done. Just think about that equivalence. And next week, we are going to be thinking about equivalence, and we're going to be thinking of more than one on the numerator and looking at trying to add some fractions together and really working with our fractions. But when I go back to that pictorial, when I go back to real objects, I remember I do not want people to learn tricks. I want you to understand what you're doing, okay? So you will get a little brain teaser. Thank you for the quiz. You will get a little brain teaser sent with email, follow-up email. If you can please, on the top of your screen when you started, there was a click here to get the links for the lessons. Make sure that your grown-ups have done that. Make sure that you're going to be with us next Tuesday, please, and that you let all your classmates and family and friends, ask your grown-ups to let them know. Tell me what you liked about today so I can do more of that. Okay, tell me what you liked. Yeah. Oh, I've got all of them right since the first quiz. Well done, well done. Last lesson, people said, yeah, I like the quizzes. I like the fraction piece. I like the little Lego people. You know, they were things that were quite positive. Did you like having the fraction board up on the screen? Was that helpful? Well, the quizzes were good. Just give me some feedback, because then I can do more of those teaching techniques. And then that can help. Yeah, I did put some more quizzes in this week. Maybe next week I'll try and do sort of shorter. So because 3 questions is enough, but it still takes quite a lot of time in the lesson. The Lego, you like the Lego? Okay, brilliant. Just tell me some things that you liked, and I can do more of those teaching techniques. Okay, So join us next week. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback, the quizzes, the Lego. You like that as well. Okay. Rexy saying goodbye to you. Ooh, okay. Oh, I've got lots of emojis there. And, well, did you like my sheep? I told you my daughter was laughing at my sheep. Did you like my sheep? I draw you more sheep. Well done, well done, well done. Can you see our flashing lights for our bright ideas? Well done. You like the quiz? Yeah. Good. The quizzes came in. People like the quizzes. Yeah, that's good. Nice flashing lights. Well done from Bright Idea. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much from Rexy and I. And we will see you next Tuesday. Okay. Now remember what we always say. If there's anything, or you like the sheep, thank you. Oops. English lesson. Plural of sheep is sheep. No S on the end of sheep. No sheeps. Okay. So we will join next Tuesday. If there was anything you didn't understand, join me on the 10 o'clock lesson, please, because it goes a bit more slowly and we have a lot more concrete things to look at, lots more explanation. So if there's anything you're not sure of, join the earlier lesson. You can still do this lesson as well. You can come twice. You can be with me for 2 lessons or 3 if you want to. Lovely spending time with you. Bye from Rexy and I. We'll see you again next Tuesday. Take care and keep safe.